You're watching it happen right now. An empire in decline. Maybe you don't see it yet, but the pattern is already there. The same pattern that killed Rome, that destroyed the Mongols, that ended Britain. And you can see it coming if you know what to look for. Here's what nobody tells you. Empires don't die from outside attacks. That's not how it works. They rot from the inside first. Then the outside world just finishes what's already dead. And the scary part? It always happens the same way. Same warning signs, same mistakes, same ending. Rome took 500 years to fall. The Soviet Union took 70, but the pattern, identical. Which means if you understand the pattern, you can see which empire is next. Want to know the formula? Hit the subscribe button. Every empire that ever existed made the same first mistake. They got too big. Rome in 117 AD. Emperor Trajan just conquered Dacia, Mesopotamia, Armenia. The empire is at maximum size, stretches from Britain to Iraq. Historians call this Rome's peak. They're wrong. This is the beginning of the end. Why? Because now Rome has to defend borders that are too long, manage populations that don't want to be Roman, and supply armies that are too far from home. The Mongol Empire did the same thing. 1279 AD, they control the largest land empire in history, China to Eastern Europe. Unstoppable. Except they can't communicate across it, can't control it, can't even collect taxes from all of it. The British Empire, 1920, quarter of the planet, 458 million people, and completely broke from World War I. Here's the pattern. The moment an empire reaches maximum size, it's already dying, because the cost of controlling everything becomes more than the profit from owning it. Think about that. The victory contains the defeat, and the emperors never see it coming because they're too busy celebrating.
Now here's where it gets brutal. You can't run an empire on glory. You need money. Rome, 3rd century AD. The borders are under constant attack. They need more soldiers. Soldiers need to be paid. But the silver mines in Spain are running dry. Tax revenue is falling because the economy is shrinking. So what does Rome do? They debase the currency, mix cheap metal with silver coins, print more money. In 64 AD, Roman coins were 95% silver. By 260 AD, less than 5%. Result? Inflation explodes. A measure of wheat that cost half a denarius in 200 AD costs 200 denarii by 300 AD. The empire is literally melting its own money. The Ottomans did the exact same thing. 1600s, they're fighting wars on multiple fronts. Austria, Persia, Venice, all at once. They debase the Akçe silver coin. Inflation destroys the economy. Soldiers mutiny because their pay is worthless. Britain, after World War II, completely bankrupt, owed billions to America. The pound was only stable because the US propped it up. The pattern? When the empire can't afford itself anymore, it prints money. When it prints money, it destroys trust. When trust is gone, the empire is already dead. It just doesn't know it yet. And you can always see it in the currency first. Here's what comes next. The army stops working. Not because soldiers forget how to fight, because the empire can't pay them anymore. Rome, 4th century. Roman legions are now mostly Germanic mercenaries, not Romans. Why? Because actual Romans don't want to serve anymore. Military service used to be an honor. Now it's just a job, and the pay is terrible. So Rome hires barbarians to fight barbarians, gives them land, gives them power. 378 AD, Battle of Adrianople. Gothic mercenaries destroy a Roman army, kill the emperor. 2/3 of the Eastern Roman army is wiped out. The people Rome hired to protect them just turned around and conquered them. The Abbasid Caliphate did the same thing. 9th century, they're the Islamic Golden Age. Baghdad is the richest city on earth. But the caliphs don't trust Arab armies anymore, so they buy Turkish slave soldiers, Mamluks, give them power, give them control. By 945 AD, those Turkish soldiers control the caliph. The empire still exists on paper, but Turkish generals make all the decisions. The Qing dynasty in China, 1800s. They can't put down rebellions anymore, so they hire regional warlords to do it. Those warlords become more powerful than Beijing. When the dynasty falls in 1912, it's those warlords who carve up China. The pattern? When an empire outsources its defense, it's outsourcing its survival, and the people you pay to protect you will eventually realize they don't need you anymore. The military doesn't collapse the empire. The military becomes the empire. Now we get to the part that really kills empires. The rich stop caring. Rome, 5th century. The Western Empire is falling apart. Barbarians are crossing the borders. Cities are being sacked. And what are the Roman elites doing? Hiding in their country villas, hoarding gold, avoiding taxes. They don't see themselves as Romans anymore. They see themselves as landowners who happen to live in Roman territory. When Alaric sacks Rome in 410 AD, most of the senators have already left. They're safe in their estates. Rome can burn, they'll be fine. The Spanish Empire, 1600s, Spain has all the gold from America, and the Spanish nobility spends it all on luxury goods from France, Italy, the Netherlands. They don't invest in Spain, they don't build factories, they don't create jobs. They just buy imported stuff and wonder why Spain is going broke. Soviet Union, 1980s, the Communist Party elite, the nomenclatura, have access to special stores, Western goods, better food, better housing. They don't believe in communism anymore. They're just pretending until they can figure out how to become capitalists. When the USSR collapses in 1991, those same communist officials become the oligarchs. They were ready to switch sides because they already had one foot out the door. The pattern? When the people who benefit most from the empires stop believing in it, it's over. Because if the elites won't sacrifice for the empire, why would anyone else? The empire becomes a game they're playing, not something they're willing to die for.
And this is how it ends. Not with a bang, with someone else just walking in and taking over. Rome, 476 AD. Odoacer, a Germanic chieftain, just walks into Italy and tells the last Western Roman emperor to step down. And the emperor does. No dramatic battle, no heroic last stand, just, okay, you're in charge now. Why? Because Rome was already dead. Odoacer just made it official. The Mongol Empire. After Kublai Khan dies in 1294, the empire splits into 4 khanates. They fight each other, weaken each other. By 1368, Chinese rebels kick the Mongols out. The largest land empire in history just evaporates. Not because China was stronger, because the Mongols had already torn themselves apart. British Empire, 1947. India demands independence. Britain can't afford to fight, can't afford to stay. So they just leave, partition India, and walk away. 200 years of control ends in a few months. Not because Indians beat them militarily, because Britain was already broke and exhausted. The pattern. The final blow is never the cause. It's just the thing that finishes what was already dying. Empires don't get conquered. They get inherited by whoever is standing there when they finally fall. So, here's the pattern. Watch for these 5 stages. Stage 1, overreach. The empire gets too big to manage. 2, money runs out. They print currency. Inflation destroys trust. 3, military breaks. They hire outsiders. The outsiders take over. 4, elites check out. The rich abandon ship while pretending everything is fine. 5, someone else walks in. The empire doesn't fall, it just transfers ownership. Every empire, every time. Rome took 500 years. The Soviet Union took 70, but the pattern is identical, which means you can see it happening right now if you know what to look for. So here's the question you should be asking. Which stage is your empire in right now? Are the borders overextended? Is the currency being debased? Is the military dependent on outsiders? Are the elites hoarding wealth and looking for exits? Because somewhere right now, an empire is in stage 4, The elites are checking out, the currency is dying, the military is breaking, and most people won't see it until stage 5, when someone else is already in charge. But you'll see it because now you know the pattern. The same pattern that killed Rome. The same pattern that's happening right now. The only question is, are you watching the right empire? Let us know what you think about this part of history in the comments. Hit the subscribe button for more videos like this, and we'll see you next time.